Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadguru. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of the mother Devaki, and the Guru of the entire universe. I salute him again and again. From peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on the book number 7, chapter number 50, and verse number 41. We shall start today. We are reading the ideal of ashrama dharmas, all the ashramas. 4 ashramas are there: Brahmacharya, Garastha, Banaprastha, Sannyas, student life, Brahmacharya, Garastha, married life, 3rd stage of life, retired life, and the 4th is monastic life. So that is the tradition of India, and what are the responsibilities and how it can lead to total freedom. That was the subject of our discussion. We are reading in the Bhagavatam. Narada Rishi is talking about that. Lastly, we read that self-control is the ideal of all ashramas. And that it said that a person, 36 verse we read, a person who has once left the state of a householder, that is the field of acquisition of dharma, artha and kama, and then became a sannyasi. But again goes after those 3 worldly values, is a selfless person, an eater of his own vomiting, saying that reaching, understanding the experience of life through different states, which is the goal of the other 3 lives, means the householder life, the brahmacharya life, householder life, vanaprastha life, experiencing. Goal was dharma, artha and kama. This is attain merit, ideal person, self-controlling gradually, ideally. Then artha, earning money, and fulfilling of the desire. These 3 are fulfilled in the 3 lights, Brahmacharya, Garastha, and Vanaprastha. Now taking a sannyas means I have abandoned everything. That is the ideal of sannyas, focusing on the Atma. But a person who abandoning the 3 other goals once, taking a vow of sannyas, and then again looks down upon dharma, artha, kama, 3 things, he is like he is eating his own vomit. So that means it should not be done, spitting out and again taking that. Though there are certainly people who are first declare that this body, which is perishable and will reduce to feces, worms, ashes, etc., can never be Atman, but afterwards, under the influence of evil tendencies, again make their dependence, and the disciples praise their body, very body. It happens. Aha, monk after giving up everything, that people and the disciples will say, aha, you are so great, your body, and decorate the body and worship the body. And this. And you just renounce that, thinking it is a purely 1 pound of ashes. And then again you are getting supported by the praise and other glorious things. That is not monastic ideal. Every phase of life we are seeing, that ideal is too high to be in any phase of life. So, particularly they're talking about monastic life now in these verses. A householder's abandonment of the prescribed rights and duties. A brahmachari's violation of his vow of celibacy. A vanaprasthi, retired, fondness to live in towns and villages. A sannyasin addicted to the sensuous indulgences. Such conduct marks them as mere pretenders, as the meanest followers of their respective ashramas. So they are all pretenders. They cannot make spiritual progress, though they praise that I am a brahmachari. If he loses his celibacy, then he is in what? The Brahma householder abandons his prescribed duties. Brahmachari violates his vows. A vanaprasthi is the third stage of life. Fondness to live in towns. He should go in seclusion. Retired life means he'll go into seclusion, think of God, away from family, friends, so that attachment does not grow to the old family. He's taking this third stage. Retirement means retirement from job nowadays. But here retirement means retirement not from the job, but from the acquaintances. Wow, this boy is good. Here comes up. Wow, we got one person. Vanaprasthi's fondness to live in a town. You have retired, you say that I'm retired. No? Hey, Thakur complains. After being retired, they will take the name of the God, Lord, and they saw they're playing cards. Thakur said, wow, see, there are no other duties. Job is gone, the children has become elderly, and they are established in their life. Now you are a grandpa. And again, getting into grandpa, and then in the role of that, and forgetting God, and living in a town means in a place, crowded place where all these types of things are going on. So it is a failure there. And sannyasin, again, giving up everything, and again getting induced into the sensate experiences of joy, fun, like ordinary people. So such conduct marks them as a mere pretenders and the meanest followers of their respective ashrama dharmas. It is not. So very responsible. That is the Indian values are so highly in a no flaw inside. Straight spirituality is spirituality. Student life, you are celibate. Finish. Married life, yes, you have your wife only committed to that and enjoy your life, eat this, that, and to see, not to indulge into it, but to experience and come out. And then you are retired life, you've seen enough, past disconnected with it. Now, most of us, what happened in our conditions of today or in every time, after retirement, they get more activity. Many of our devotees say, oh, what shall I do now? My job is not there, but I am thought that I will be spending my time. Now my son has a daughter or girl has a son or daughter, and they see I'll have to go and babysit means to sit with them, and say they are so sweet, they are so fine. Nothing wrong. But if you should retire means what? Retirement in inner attachment. So you are going to do a final attachment will be sannyasa. So to prepare your mind for that. But most of the time it is not. So that is the ideal, lacking of ideal. When a person has come to understand that Atman is one with the existence, knowledge, bliss, why should that knowing one who must have already swept away all his tendencies, for sensuous indulgences. From the mind, again get engrossed in such indulgences and fatten his body. That means it should not do that. Once you understand, Atman is myself, I am that pure soul, and studying that, understanding that, your tendencies may again pull, but be careful not to go in the flow. Now, today 41. The body, this body is compared to a chariot. It's the example in the Kathopanishad, we all know. Atmanam Rathinam Vitti Shariram Ratavevatu in the Kathopanishad. A similar example here Upanishad, this Bhagavatam is giving. The body, think this body is compared to a chariot. The senses are the horses, the same as Kathopanishad. The mind controlling reins. The sense objects to the roads to be traversed. The intellect to be the charioteer. And mind, staff, or chitta, which is the repository of all afflictions, to the big binding cord. That is the chitta, mind. Mind is the which connects with the senses. So, in the early days, there are not cars like us, but in Mahabharata time, we know they had a fighting with their horses, chariot, and how efficient they used to work on that. But there, that is the common example people can understand. So he's saying that the body is the outer. This body, look at that, is like a chariot. It is moving, walking. How? With the senses, eyes, ear, nose, hand, feet, pancha gyanendriya, pancha karmendriya, dasa. And these 10 horses. 10 horses, how they are connected with this chariot, with the what you call it, ropes. What is the rope? Each is connected with the ropes. Eyes are connected with the rope. Mind. I'm looking at, and the mind is not here, I don't see. So all the senses organs are pulling us with the. So that is the connection, mind. And mind, in which way the horses are running, is the horses, where the eyes are running to the objects. What is the object of eye? Say quickly, don't be silent. What is the object of the eye? Rupa, form. What is the object of the ear? Sound. What is the object of the nose?
Yeah. Smell.
Smell. Like that. Things, rasa, skin, touch. So these are called, they are rupa, rasa, sabda, gandha, sparsha. These are the horse. Horse means the senses. They're running on what? On the road of the Vishaya. And who is guiding them? Mind is all controlled in the hand of the what? Who? The driver. We call charioteer. He is and he is the buddhi. And who is the Lord, for who all these things is going on? The backseat person. See, modern example is similar. So that is the thing. The knowing ones, now, those who know, speak of the 10 pranas as the axle tree. That means 10 pranas are the 10 horses. Dharma and adharma are the wheels. The car cannot move without wheels. Much a little explicit thinking. In the people work in the life, move in the path of the senses. What they gain? Either they do righteous action or wrong actions. So dharma or adharma. So these are the dharma and adharma, they are the wheels. The jiva, bound by the eye sense, as the master of the chariot. Who is the chariot sitting? God, Lord of the universe, now became the master of this car. I will enjoy, I will go, I will see. That I guy is sitting inside. That I guy always say, I have done this, I won't like it. I. The whole world is I. If I is gone, it's really useless. A child has no I. So child cannot contribute anything in the world. A person who has become morbid, his eye is not functioning. So I say, oh, he's like dead, he has nothing. He's like, man, the person is lying, but he has no eye at all. So he cannot be a part of our journey or to have fun or experience it. The eye guy is sitting behind. So he is the eyes of the master, is the master of the chariot. And how the pranava is the om as his bow. Now the backseat person, what he's doing, he likes to fight in the world. So he has the one and then bow and arrow. So what is the bow? Pranavo, he sorrow. Sorrow means the arrow. Oh, the goal of life. This goal of life going in the path of the worldly track, and the master charioteer is holding buddhi, and behind the buddhi is the person who is enjoying this. But what is the goal of this? Pranavo hi arrow. Pranav, the arrow is the pranava. Om. And Brahmatan Lakshana Uchate. And the goal is target. Arrow is always targeted. What is the target of our life's journey? Brahman. Brahma. That Lakshana Uchate. Very beautiful. And Om the Pranava as the symbol as his bow, the purified jiva as the arrow, and Brahman is the target. That arrow which is purified because it will strike. Om will be uttered by somebody whose consciousness will go and touch the Brahman and get. When the arrow hits, it gets stuck there, no? It enters, penetrates. So the Om mantra chanting by a pure soul when it gets merged into the consciousness of Brahman. So this is the beautiful analogy. Here only we find two things they have added, beautiful. One is the wheel. The wheel, this wheel is the dharma and adharma. Very beautiful. In this journey of life, what you do, either you have done something today which is dharmic, righteous, or which is not good, not spiritually benefiting. Adharma, adharma. These are the two things we do. There is no third thing. Either you do something good or you have done something wrong. And it is going on what? On the journey of life, on the senses, Rupa Rasa Gandha, our life, morning now onwards, what? Eyes, I'll have to go to work. Eyes, I'll have to see this way. Ear will have to what you are talking. No? So in the journey of the road, the five are the objects. And you are walking with the five senses. And then this is the natural, but who is actually guiding? It is the buddhi. Behind the buddhi, who is there? I. And then I, what is purpose? Is hitting. The horses are dragging. Buddhi is the driver, is driving. In earlier war, just imagine the war, people are fighting, sitting on the, what you call, the carriage, chariot. Chariot fighting. Imagine that in your mind. So someone is sitting and then putting an arrow. Arrow is the Om is the arrow. Sabda Tallaksham. Om represents what? It is going to Brahman. Brahman, Om is this sound symbol of Brahman. And Tallaksham, That is the goal. That will. But what type of arrow? Arrow should be also, it will not go. It should have a quality. Arrow should be the pure jiva. He says that is their new thing. Purified jiva is the arrow. And that arrow one pointedly moves, and hits the target and merges there. So Brahma Jnana comes. Brahman as the target. So these 41, 42 verses are very similar to that of the Kathopanishad verses. Now, 43, 44. Attachment, anger, greed, grief, infatuation, fear, conceit, pride, feeling of insult, jealousy, violence, rivalry, passionate involvement, heedlessness, sleep, hunger, all these manifestations of rajas and tamas, and are all enemies of a spiritual aspirant. So you have given a list of so many, 8, 10 bad characters. That's why spiritual life is a big struggle. Attachment. We know how attachment is an obstacle to spiritual life. Even for the monastics, it happened. Attachment. In the name of my grandma loves me, my grandpa loves me, and go back. Becoming a monk and go back. As I heard today, they go back to get the property of the grandma because she's dying almost now, grandma, grandpa. So after becoming a monk, go back. In the name, actually not, that is not the intention to serve Karma, but to get something and some property or some money. So the attachment to the things of the material world, we know that is an obstacle to spiritual life. Anger comes because I like to have it and someone said no, then my anger starts. Not the anger is caused by somebody. I cause my anger because I want that and I don't get it. So this is an evil. These are all manifestation of rajas quality, tamas quality, greed. The whole world is greed. Grief, bereavement, lost, losing some friend, losing some near and dear ones, losing job, losing social position, and this is all brings grief. No, this is because of this is realistic life. Don't bring realistic life. Then they'll say, "Hey, you're a brute, a brute." You are thinking that someone is suffering and he should grieve. He will not grieve. Yeah, that's good for worldliness. But we are talking of Brahma Jnana, the high standard. You have to go beyond tamas and rajas quality to sattva and go beyond. You cannot compromise here. From the lower standpoint, who is a selfish person, this unselfishness is good. Your attachment for your grandpa, grandma is good. But you are taking the path of highest spirituality, Brahma Jnana, and there you are saying, my mom, my dad, my father, my mother, my grandma, grandpa, and this is this, my friend. No, not me, not mine. So that's ideal is too high. So people mistake. If you don't understand the context, what? Greed, grief, grief. Say somebody, I lost. Shall I not grieve? Well, no, you are attached there. Grief means for whom you are grieving. That comes the philosophy. The body has been left, but the soul is not gone anywhere. So why are you grieving? And your goal is Brahmatan Lakshana Uchate, very high level. Don't pull the ideal down. That's the Indian spirituality. No compromise. It is a bhakti book. The bhakti book, the qualification what they are giving is a bhakti. We say bhakti is easy, bhakti is easy. But this is the analytical path included in bhakti. And you cannot, yes, Indian scripture says you cannot find any loophole. Finding a loophole, we do our own things little bit. They are so catchy eyes, camera everywhere. Don't catch it. Oh, you are thinking this is wrong. Hey, no, this is wrong. Many cameras now, the Tesla car or what is car? What do you call those car name?
Waymo?
Robo.
Waymo, that car, the driverless car.
Driverless car.
Waymo.
And they have their eyes, but everywhere eyes. And the cameras are very powerful and strong, connected with the sensors. So that is the way, no loophole. So even attachment, anger, greed, grief, infatuation, fear, conceit, pride, even pride. He's a good guy. He's done something. He should be proud. That's for the Rajas people. For Tamas, Rajas is good. For getting God, give up that. It is an obstacle. Insult, feeling of insult. Feeling of insult, someone insulted me. And I said, huh? Feeling of insult means bad guy did something bad to me. I should retaliate. Rajas or tamas, out of fear, we can, okay. No, Sattika, I don't care. Who insult whom? This body, this mind? And neither the body nor the mind. High ideal. Fear, feeling of insult, jealousy, violence, rivalry. These are our worst qualities. Dacoity means the burgling, the thief, the stealing, violence, rivalry, passionate involvement, heedlessness, hunger and sleep. Wow. Hunger is also body we have, we should be hungry. Yes, but Sattiko, you should be Tamasika people, hunger is one thing. Rajasika people, hunger is another thing. And Sattiko people, hunger is another thing. And Sattiko, when becomes super Sattiko, hunger goes away. They eat, that's why you call Pav Hari Baba. They're living on the air. Swami Brahmananda, meditation. He is only sleeping, eating no other food, only by just days after days in samadhi. No? So this is the goal. They are all enemies of a spiritual student, spiritual aspirant. Sometimes for advanced aspirants, those who are much further spiritually advanced, even sattva quality, which is usually helpful in spiritual development, can become an obstruction as obstruction. Sattvic quality is also, what is it? Gita says, sattva sukhe sanjayati rajaha karmani bharata tamastu ajnana mohajam. So, rajagun is attachment. Sattvika gun is sukhe sanjayati. You become complacent. I'm okay, I'm a good guy. I don't do any harm. I do charitable activity. I don't care for God. No, that's a bondage. You are feeling you are happy because you do some charity, you do some good work in the society. People praise you. You're an honest guy. You don't steal. You don't lie. Oh, but no, that's also bondage. So higher ideal, cross the sattva quality. So, which is usually helpful for spiritual development, can become an obstacle as kindness becomes in the case of Jada Bharata. Huh? Given the example, Jada Bharata loved the deer. He was a king, and he is very highly accomplished person in spirituality. but only one attachment. He loved a deer, and deer is to feed the deer, take care of the deer, like the squirrels we are taking care of. Uh, and going, squirrel has come, I'll have to go and feed the squirrel. They go, lastly, squirrel will be point of attachment. And it is out of compassion. It is nothing, I say, honesty. I'm not, some people hit the squirrel to kill, and I'm feeding. How kind and how, in the form of money, love and affection, that may be a cause of bondage. So Jada Bharata, the king Bharata, loved the deer and thought, and last moment a picture will come. That squirrel is waiting like that and getting quickly. No, that's a good example. It may be through compassion, how a compassion may appear to be a bondage. And then he was to born again one life, King Bharata, as a Jada Bharata, full of knowledge, but to be born like that, Jada. Ultimately, all the three gunas have to be transcended. Main thing is to transcend all the three qualities. 45 on page 289. When the chariot of the human body has been mastered by the complete subdual of the senses, that means the car, the chariot is in the good hand, Krishna's hand. It is completely subdued by the senses. Then the sword of knowledge that is sharpened by the service of great men, knowledge. Knowledge becomes arrogance. I know, I am a scholar, I am big. But it should be sharpened by service to holy people, holy guru, or spiritual people. They say, sharpened by the service of great men, mean great spiritual personalities. And all the enemies mentioned above should be killed, though greed, pride, jealousy, all these qualities we read, they have to be killed, everyone, with the sword in hand. And be killed with the strength which is derived from God, Lord. Say, I cannot do that. Oh Lord, please help me. Take away my ignorance, take away my fear, take away my attachment, take away all my imperfections. No? So that is how it comes, by service to the holy man and sincere prayer. That means what this scripture is suggesting, step by step, how we need to go. Do the duties first. The book starts with the doing the duties. After doing the duties, you become, in your brahmacharya life, in your on a household life, you've done the duties, and then duty free. That is the third stage of life. Fourth stage, total detachment from them. Take the path of sannyasa, renunciation, and then totally absorbed in service of the holy people, and this holiness means the divine, and cut with the sword, kill with them with a strength which is derived from Achyuta, total surrender to God. Even be careful, a spiritual seeker, you are a spiritual seeker. Yeah, you may have crossed all these lower hurdles, but greater hurdle is their temptation, the Christ temptation, no? Last days, Buddha's mar, and Buddha before enlightenment can mar, attachment, attraction. You have given up all these things, but find way. They call the divine attachments come. No, be careful. Read it. Kathopanishad, Nuchiketa. Nuchiketa, when he said, I want the Brahma Jnana, his guru said, Hey, you are a boy, why are you asking all these things? And it is even the old senior yogis and Gyanis, they ask this question. You are a young boy, you enjoy. What do we need? I will give you many things, whatever you want, which is not available in the earthly plane, in the heavenly plane. I'll give you this money, this wealth, this beautiful objects of sense experience, and whatever you want. You may be life, you will not be old. I will be giving the always you will be youthful. You will not die until you want to die. All will give given to you. Don't ask this spiritual question uh, of realizing God and seeing God. Don't talk about it. That's a temptation. Sakti, super Sakti. We have given lower things, but to go to that point, there comes problem. Therefore, we give away that also. And for them, it should be surrender ultimately to God. Having thus attained one pristine state, the bliss of the Atman, one should abandon this chariot of a body. After attaining to that knowledge in Samadhi, then don't have to think of the body. You have abandoned. Abandon means some people give up the body, not to come back into the body anymore. Abandon means not entered into the again this tamas, rajas, sattva quality living. When you are in the body, you come back into the world, no? You have to follow the rule. When you are in the country, you have to follow the rule of the country. So similarly, when you fall in the country of this body-bound worldly situation, you will have to behave like that. But some people give up. But getting into that way, Om, arrow, penetrating into Brahman, and just stuck into it. That's finished. Never to come back. This chariot body. If one does not follow the path described, suppose if we follow the path of this path, that controlling the senses, controlling the mind, controlling the ego, purifying ourselves, and focusing on the Atman and identifying there. If you does not do that, the horses of the senses, which always gallop forward, directed by the chariot of intelligence buddhi, will land the heedless man in the midst of robbers of the sense objects. It will drown careless driver. If the driver is not careless, it will drag you to the heedless situation in the midst of the robbers. Robbers snatch away all the essentials. So the senses will be snatching away, and the sense objects will snatch away the freedom of the soul. Yeah. So the five senses, the whole world, it will be lost into that. These robbers will haul the master of the chariot. It will not first catch the horses, and then will go gradually to grab who is sitting behind. He is the boss. So he will catch the chariot, the jiva, individual, and along with the horses and the charioteer into the dilapidated well of samsara. This way of samsara, which is changing every moment, dying every moment. So he'll put into that level of samsara, which is characterized by the dense darkness of ignorance and constant fear of death. What is this world can give us? Look at that, our life. It is the dense darkness of ignorance, not knowing anything. Who are we? Where did I come from? If anything happens, and a bomb falls, what will happen? If political some disturbance happens, what will happen? So, this constant fear of losing, constant fear of death, we have to get into it. Now, the path is now what? There are two paths the chariot can move. Pravitti, nivritti, and jnanas. The 47 verse. The works described in the Vedas are of two kinds. those that relate to pravitti, those that lead to nivritti. That means one leads to the freedom, another leads to the bondage. By following the path of pravitti, that is following the path of the sensate world in which we live, drawn into it, one gets what is the net result? When you are attached to the world and worldliness, it is only result is repeated birth and death and suffering and pain, and all this will be the continuous eh, running into that. Whereas nivritti, I don't want anything. I am tired with this. This cannot give me satisfaction. It gives me joy momentary. I am not satisfied with that. When you get that, this pro nivritti, one overcomes rebirth and attains to immortality. So two paths are there, Sreya and Preya in the Kathopanishad says. Here they are saying it is provitti nivritti. Provitti is the path, entering into the world and worldliness, getting into the mire of Maya, singing, dancing, and eating and spending the whole day. They're just because of some good karma, they have money, they have wealth, they have environment to fun and joy day and night, going and party and dancing and this and that. The life goes away. And one life, and at the end of the day, oh, another life, another life, because this endless desire to enjoy the world does not satisfy. So it takes to that direction. Like that, in the chariot example, the chariot is not controlled by the mind and buddhi. If the mind is weak, yes, the horses are with the string with the rope. If the rope is weak and breaks, then you cannot control the horses. And as a result, the car also runs and falls down into the ditch. So life becomes miserable. Who have no control over the senses, their life is miserable. Suppose the mind is okay, but your buddhi is wrong. Your buddhi, your understanding is that this is goal. Buddhi teaches you. Brainwashing, it turns the opposite direction. Instead of moving forward towards God, liberation, it will take you to, because you are the guide, you are the police, you are the military officer, you are running a troop, and you will get strike. And they will strike. That's their they are only for striking. You what you say they will do. But you may go wrong, you may go right if the mind is buddhi, intellect is not sharp or clean. That's why sadhana bhajan is very important. Spiritual practice, meditation and spiritual practice, selfless work to make the mind pure, pure, pure. Intellect pure, pure, pure. So they all are aligned towards the goal, Brahma, that ultimate goal of life. All sacrifices. In early days, there are sacrifices. Modern day selfless work we call. In early days, everything was havanam, offering ghee and prayers and given to the fire. Fire God will present those to the deities, rain god, sun god, this god, and they get there and they will be kind so that we live in a systematic life. So all sacrifices involving slaughter of animals, there are certain sacrificial animal sacrifice was necessary, or requiring an abundance of materials such as Agnihotra, Darsa, Purnamaso, Chaturmaso. We do not know all this. All these forms of sacrifice are called Ishta. That means building, giving you some good place by doing these sacrifices. Building of temple, building of public gardens, wells. In those days, people used to create some well, drinking water supply. Tanks, arranging for distribution of water. All such charitable works stands for Purta. Purta means which are for hospitals. Then drinking supply, water supply, health. These are the Purta department. eh. And Ishta and Ishta Purta. These are two technical terms used by the earlier days for performing sacrifice or jagna. So Ishta is for some ritualistic offering into the fire in different styles, and Purta is social work, helping humanity from their removing their suffering. If all these are done with desire for their fruits, people are performing jagna or people are doing charitable activity, hospital, school, etc., etc. If it is done with motive, what? For attaining glory, attaining the name, attaining fame, position, power, eh, people's accreditation, and are consequently contributive to mental disquiet, they all fall within pravritti. So even if you do all this activity but have no selfless idea, then it is called the pravritti path. That means whatever we are doing from morning till night, we have to analyze I'm doing for myself, or whatever I did for my purification, I'm given to God. When you give it to God, it's called nivritti. When you do it for, keep that I for my purpose. Even in subtle way, I gave a good talk. Oh, people liked it. That's also that's also bondage. It leads you to ignorance. Pravitti, that's called pravitti. Nivritti, if you can just give it to God and you don't get involved. You did it as the instrument does. It is internal process. If that can be done, that can lead us to liberation, and that can lead you to same work remaining the same. One is cleaning our path, another is putting into our bondage.
But isn't it that that also will eventually take you to liberation?
Eventually, everyone is there. Eventually, if you say a person going to the degradation to the meanest, the vilest, he will have turning point in their life. But that is pravitti path, this is nivritti path. So nivritti path comes after pravitti, that's also true. But no one is going to eternal hell, that is the Hinduism. Wherever you go up to a point. No? Look at the society, look at the conditions of the when people think that mm, so many people in go to say drug, drinking, some are addicted to something, no? They go and hit the rock bottom. And then they want to come. I long back. So one gentleman came to me and said, I don't know that drinking is not good. It does not give me joy. But I am so much addicted, I cannot stop. I must have to have it, otherwise you'll die. That means he has practiced unconsciously in such a way and come to the hit the bottom. For which purpose he was going to drink? That was to forget some suffering or get some joy. But he is not getting. It does not satisfy me. I understand it. I know that it is hurting me. I try my best, but I fail. Huh? So that situation, what will happen? He will suffer in that type of agony, and then a turning point automatically will come. That's why he is coming to the center asking for some solution, going to the Alcoholic Anonymous and this and that. No? And they turn out, they come back. No eternal downgrade journey. Anywhere they go, come back. But this path is called the pravitti, and this turning back is called the nivritti. Following in the to mental disquiet, they all are following in pravitti or acts leading to rebirth. But if done without desire, as offering to the Supreme Being, they take the character of nivritti or liberation. So the same, action remaining same. Action remaining same. One becomes the cause of suffering, one becomes the cause of. Say, if some innocent, someone in the, as we hear in different places, that suddenly somebody, crazy guy, come with a gun and killing innocent class boys, no? Random. The gun, with the gun, what he is doing? Whatever he is doing is following the path of pravritti. No reason, nothing, innocent people. And some police comes and could not control if he puts his gun and put him to down. It is pravritti or nivitti. Action meaning same. He is also using the gun and bullet, no? But one is for the protection, another for destruction. So this is the way, the action remaining same, your mental attitude makes everything. That's the whole Ramakrishna movement we talk about every day, almost this idea to implement in our life. Work is not the point, with what attitude you do. It can be a cause of bondage, it can be a cause of same work, can be a cause of liberation. The following is the Pitrijano or the path of the fathers. Now they are talking about what is called the after death, how the life moves on to the forefathers plane and Devajana to the God's plane. One takes you like the same karma. With what intention you did, one will take you to this direction, another will take you the other direction. No? So Pitrijan and the path of the forefathers or the fathers, the post-mortem state that await one who is involved in pravritti or work with desire. So what is called Pitrijana? Pitrijana is the path of rebirth. It is done with the intention, with selfish motivation or anger, frustration, whatever. So with motive. That's why whole Gita says, do motiveless work. Serve God, serve God, serve God. Think that you are serving God. Don't look at the person. When you are, and don't think that you are great. It is for your own benefit you are working. You are not doing good to anybody. People complain, no? I am doing so much work and you are not doing anything to anyone. In spiritual sense, you are cleaning your own heart. You are fortunate that you are doing the work for cleaning the heart. And that will lead you to nivritti or the path of Devaloka, Pitriloka, Devaloka. So they are talking, this is the following the path 50 and 51, two verses. The following is the Pitri Jana. Jana means the path. Path of the Pitris means fathers. The post-mortem state that await one who is involved in pravritti or work with desire. The subtle effects of the sacrificial offering, generating an ethereal body. When you die, you go by the ethereal body. That means, your dream body. Think of your dream body. So you go by that. Ascend to the deities and associated with the smoke, night, dark fortnight, southern solstice, etc., to the sphere of the lunar heaven, the dissolution of the heavenly body due to grief, and the descendant through rain to vegetation, food, and semen, ending with birth in the world. These, O king, constitute the Pitrijanu, the path of the forefathers. So this is but you leave the body and move into the plane, go into the Chandraloka like that. That's exactly like Gita and also our Upanishad. This is the idea of that how the soul departs the body and moves into the higher plane. And if you want to subtle effects of the whatever karma you have done, subtle effects of that karma, sacrificial offerings, they generate an subtle body, ethereal body. This body is left. So it goes into settled body. That means you did some good karma all the time, your mind will be set in one way. A person who is of in bad karma, their mind has set into the and a bad impressions that is carrying in the subtle body. Ascending to the deities because you have done some karma even, whatever, and it will take you associated with smoke. Smoke means that's why when people die, they say dark Amavasya, na, कौन सा है? All the lunar calendars, lunar time, what is called Purnima.
Purnima is the
What is Purnima?
waxing moon.
With the moonlit night. Someone dies when the moon daytime, and then full moon will be best. If not, close to the full moon period, and then there is light in the night also. That means you are not driving in darkness. So, because you have done some good karma, so it's going from there to the path of light to sun. Sun's rays take you to night goes to moon rays, and etc. Moon is a dark fortnight, and southern solstice to the sphere of the lunar heaven. So it takes to the heaven which is called lunar heaven, Chandra Loka. That is like Los Angeles airport, international airport. You go there, and then many planes are going in all directions, according to their desire, according to their karma. And someone is going to East Coast, someone going to the, say, Pasadena, what you call, Houston, Dallas, someone is going to Phoenix, someone going to Ohio. So all flights are moving in all over the place. So according to your karma, what plane you will ride, it is your karma. You have purchased the ticket beforehand, no? So similarly, the karma has purchased the ticket. So, and heavenly body due to the grief, the descendant through rain, now going there, and then they will go, come back, they, not to other plane, you will stay there for some time and halt is for the plane to come down again. So again, you will enter into the raindrop, in the mega cloud to raindrop to the ground, etc. Descend through rain to vegetation. Whatever. That description is very odd. But let us understand whatever they say. You believe or don't believe. Then you go, the rain, descend to the rain to the vegetation. That means rice, potato, or whatever, the eatable, no? Food, then goes into the food. Then, and semen, and then ending in the birth of the world. You're going through the process. And this, O king, this is called the Pitrijano, path of Pitrijano. It went to the moon heaven and come back. This was the journey. It cannot go to the further distance in higher flights. Other heavens, Hindus have several heavens, higher and higher and higher, and beyond heaven then. Thakur said, mind was going up and up and up, and he saw different gods and goddesses on the road. This is just in one meditation he's seeing that is going up. And there he ended into a place where there is no two, non-dual place of, and 7 sages are steeped in deep meditation. And beyond, even the gods cannot enter there, Ramakrishna said. Gods have no punna, no such good work that they can enter, peep into that plane. And there Naren Vivekananda was meditating, and he brought him. One of the 7, he is one. And beyond that is absolute. They cannot come. There is no question of coming and going. O king, constitute Pitijana, the path of the fathers, passing through the stages. After stage, as described above, one then is reborn. It is only a dija or a twice born one who has undergone all the purificatory rites from conception to cremation and has performed the Vedic rites described earlier, that becomes eligible to trade this path of forefathers. This also, not anyone can go and come back. There are other people there much worse. They will be born as insect and dogs and cats and this and that. Means that bodies are not superior body. This is a beautiful body for self-realization, and scope is there. So those who are among them Brahmins who have performed the sacrificial fire, that means among the society who are good people, charitable people, try to be those self motivation. I don't want my name, but I do some charity. I have my good sense. I have enjoyed the world, okay, but in a noble way. So these people will come back. Dija, they will be able to come back. But one who is devoted to nivritti, the liberation, sacrifice in the senses, rendered blazing by knowledge, all their functions as oblation, all their good karma they have done as an oblation by the process of meditation. Every day they meditate, we try to meditate and give it to God, give it to God. These senses should be dissolved to the mind, characterized by imaginative and doubting functions. The mind is to be almost in the speech. Mind should go into the speech, and the speech in the collective articulatory sign Omkara. Omkara should go into the Bindu, Bindu in the Nada, Nada in the indwelling spirit, and the indwelling spirit in the Supreme Spirit. That means process of meditation. We are driving deep inside. And then Agni, this is 53 verse. 53 verse says, Indriyani manassu urma bachi vaikarikam manaha bacham, ওই যে যা বলেছে sanskrit পড়ে লাভ নেই, there is no gain. The senses should be dissolved in the mind. All the senses going out for the world, from out it should be withdrawn into the, I won't see from outside. And then the eyes, it will go into the mind. Mind, the imagination, doubt, it should be go to the intellect. Panchakosha, if you think, going inward. And the speech in the collective articulate sound, which is called Omkar, Om. And Omkar will go to the, Om will go, Om, last it will end in Uma, A-U-M. First articulation will be Om. Then U will drop. Ma will drop. Bindu, that's the dot. Turning into the absolute. Nado in the indwelling spirit, that will be merged into the spirit which is indwelling, and the indwelling spirit to the Supreme Spirit. So this is the end of journey. Nivritti leads us to that end. This aspirant of Nivritti passes to the deities, representing fire, sun, day, afternoon, bright fortnight, as well as its end, the full moon, the northern solstice, reaches Brahmaloka. Then he becomes identified with the Vishwa, Tejas and Prana, and dissolves the bodies associated with these states, namely the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body, and becomes established in the transcendental fourth, which is called Turiya. He is then one with the all-pervading Atman. If you go like that, ultimately merges in that. 55. Great men call this Devayana. This is called our Devayana, Deviyan. It's called, I used to call him Devayana. This Devayana means the path to the Devas, light, eternal light. So great people call this as Devayana, the path of the divine. He who meditates on the Atman in peace becomes established in the consciousness as the spirit, and is not reborn again and again, unlike one engrossed in the karma. So one who has a true understanding of these two paths, Pitrijano and the Devajano, with the help of the Vedic teachings, will not get infatuated even when they are in the body. So they will be, if you understand, this is the end result, whatever we are doing, the secret where it is going to take us into this plane of rebirth. It didn't take to the gods at all. It took it up to the Chandra, this moon heaven, and then come back again. But this is another path. It bypasses this and going higher and higher and higher to the Omkara to the Bindu to the self to the cosmic self. That's it is called Samadhi. Okay. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om Tatsat, Sri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. Now 7:30 we'll have our Seta Setaro Upanishad class. 7:30. Verse number we ended. Verse number is 56.
There's also a question.
7:15, 7.15.56.